Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadam Tikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padapam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Dha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhurya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Savitri Sakadati Shri Guru Rajaya Sarini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Savitri Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Mukham Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Hare Krishna. Get one more instrument here. Okay. So we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 8. We discussed till Chapter 20, Text 26. So just to recapitulate, we say what we spoke. The text 26. Shukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, in this way Bharat Maharaj was overwhelmed by an uncontrollable desire which was manifest. Personality of Godhead. If it were not due to his past fruitive activity, how could he have been attracted to the idea of the giving up the association of his own son and family? How could he show such uncontrollable affection for a deer? This was definitely due to his past karma. The king was so engrossed in petting and maintaining the deer that he fell down from his spiritual activities. In due course of time, insurmountable death, which is compared to a venomous snake that enters the hole created by a mouse situated itself before him. So here Shukdev Goswami is like puzzled, you could say. Very puzzled because to come to the stage of bhava, usually people don't fall down. Right? Once, meaning you cross anartha nivriti, you come to ruchi, meaning actual taste for devotional service. Ruchi, ashakti, you are attached to Krishna. Ruchi, ashakti, and bhav. So he's such a high position, meaning his practice in devotional service has been very rigid. His sadhana has been very rigid, but he fell down from that status. So that was extraordinary. So he's like puzzle. Usually, why will we fall? Why will we fall? So because some past life karma must have caught up. Like stumbling block came on his progress. It's like we are going, it's like taking on a journey, right? So as we just say, let's say we step into our car. Uncontrollable desire. Usually because our desires get I say desire and it's uncontrollable. And because that uncontrollable desire also could be creates such an uncontrollable desire, right, that the person falls. So this desire became manifest in the form of a deer, meaning attraction for sun. All right? For him, it was like attraction for his son. So, yeah, so because of this, how could he show such an uncontrollable affection for a deer? This was definitely due to his past karma. Must be from his past karma. And what was he doing? So crazy. He became completely absorbed in fondling, petting, and maintaining a deer. So much so that he neglected his spiritual practices. The karmas are removed, right? And quoted here, karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajan. If I engage in devotion, for those engaged in devotional service, bhakti bhajan, the results of past deeds are indemnified. You know, just like we have karma. If you go show, your Janma Patri, right? They say, all right, you have this dose, that dose, so you should do this remedy. Now, among devotees, so our karma is removed by the 9 processes of devotional service. So how is it that he fell down? Right? This is the first statement. So
some attachment remains. We have some attachment with the sun. Is it that phenomenon?
Yeah. So, see, the thing that everybody, we've read again and again, Prabhupada says, even you take sannyas means a very difficult stage, because it's not that you have no feelings for family members, it's still there. But here, he left, he's not just like an ordinary person, he's a Bharat Maharaj, emperor of the entire world. Meaning it's not only his son, his praja, right? All his dependents, just like you think now everybody's looking about, like we have a prime minister. Everybody's thinking that I'm dependent on him, right? We are so much conscious of this. What is he doing for me, right? So Bharat Maharaj, he's thinking of each and every person in his as praja, right? So how much attachment that is, isn't it? To just think that so many people are dependent upon me, right? He could give it up. Virakti. He could give it up. And then he got caught by one small animal, right? That's the wonder here. How come? So anyway, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, he explained a lot on this. So he said that this is like an extraordinary case. It's more like a lesson for us to learn. It's not like it doesn't happen. Usually it doesn't happen. But it's more, Bhagavatam has included this in order to make us aware that we have to be very careful. We have to be attentive, because the soul is marginal. One foot here, one foot there, right? One day you can put both feet, right, on the other side of the margin, right, in the material world. So have to be very careful. And so then, how did it fall? Meaning, it's not the devas who pushed him down because of some envy. It's not the devas who just make fructification of some desire in his heart. It's not that. Prabhupada has explained the purpose that purposefully he allowed himself to fall down, because the soul has what? Free will. Yeah. Remember Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he says this jeev has a ratna. What is that ratna? Free will. You have a jewel in your hand, right? That jewel is your own free will. What do you want to do with your life?
How can you make our free will strong that you want to do something?
Association. Yeah, association. Right? Association. There's only one thing. Association. That's why We don't practice bhakti. I heard Prabhupada saying bhakti is practiced in group. You cannot practice bhakti by yourself. You're too weak. And that's what here Bharat Maharaj, maybe we mention it also, when we are falling down, we usually shy away from the association of others. Right? We know we're doing something wrong, so we avoid the association of those who will tell us don't do this. Right? And if you, by good luck, you tell somebody about what they're doing wrong, they become your enemy. Right? So it's really pathetic. At the end of the day, it's like we take responsibility for our own action and for whatever situation we may be in. But there is a good, it's very heavy, extremely heavy, but things do progress. All right? Progress is still on the card, as we say. Let's read. Prabhupada explained this. So, what did happen? The conclusion, according to this, Bharat Maharaj could not be punished for past misdeeds. The conclusion must be that, punished meaning that somebody is watching you. Alright? What you are doing, and then you get the result of your action. Alright? So the conclusion must be meaning that it's all like it's a probability. Nobody knows for sure. Shukdev Goswami says, this definitely must be the result of past activities. The Acharyas are saying that cannot be. Alright? It cannot be, because the statement of Brahma Samhita is that if you practice devotional service, the result is that your karma is nullified. So what happened? Explain here. The conclusion after all this, bewilderment, puzzlement, right? Philosophy is not matching what we are witnessing, right?
When you say that karma is nullified, means the karma of previous lives comes to zero.
Yes. See, karma manifests in 4 stages. Okay, who will tell me? All of you who have studied 4 stages. Bijam, a seed. That seed is like a desire. Actually, it starts from Ishwaroham Aham Bhogi. It starts from that mentality. Ishwaroham Aham Bhogi. It's where it starts. Then it becomes like a seed in the heart of the Jeev. And from there comes this Bijam Kutam. So, Bijam Kutam Prarabd and Aprarabd. So, when we do an action, it creates a psychological effect. We want to do it again. Right? And then, so it deposits a taste, a habit, or that's what will become a habit, all right? And becomes prarabdha, meaning I actually do the activity, all right? So when I do the activity, then there are two effects. One effect is either happiness or suffering, all right? And the other effect is that it gets stored in a what we call aprarabdha. Aprarabdha, meaning that immediately we haven't suffered the effect of suffered or enjoyed the effect, but it is stored. So that's what we call result of pap or punya. aprarabdha. So everybody, when we are born, we say, my aprarabdha, that will become manifest as prarabdha. But there is in between that whole psychology inside us that make us again and again do the same activity. So when we practice devotional service, chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, and also here Brahma Samhita, Krishna says that if we practice devotional service and we have knowledge, all the prarabdha karma, aprarabdha, kutam, bijam, everything is burned to ashes. Right? See, what are we practicing? The root cause of all our problem is Ishwaraham, Aham Bhogi. And what are we practicing in devotional service? Dasosmi. Right? Right? We are practicing again and again to become Das. And it's a huge challenge, right? To be the humble servant of Krishna. And to deal with others as humble servant. So here Bharat Maharaj, somehow that mood of Ishvara, right? Which is king, that mood of Ishvara continued. So that became like, it overwhelmed him. But, as we said, we are not free in this world. Nobody is free. Even the great King Bharat is not free. So, all alone in the forest, where we thought no cameras there, right? No cameras there. They say the nakshatras. Or the every moment they are being watched and it's being recorded. Our every word is recorded. That's why we call this, speaking, record, SoundCloud and all that stuff. There is a natural record in, we call that Akashic record, right? We call it Akashic record. And it's distorted also. I heard Prabhupada say sound travels 7 times round and round and round. So that's why when we speak about somebody, the person hears it. I don't know why I went there anyway. So we are under watch. Recorded. And the laws of karma acts. Impartial. It's not that you are my friend and I let you. Impartial. The conclusion must be that Maharaj Bharat purposefully became over-addicted to the deer and neglected his spiritual advancement. Now, to immediately, without delay, he's a good devotee, without delay, to immediately rectify his mistake for a short time, he was awarded the body of a deer. Mature devotional service. Bhava is already mature devotional service, but he became neglectful. So it doesn't matter who we are. Who we are. body of a deer, most uncomfortable. He wants to come out. He got locked. Right? By the laws of nature, he got locked in that body. So here Prabhupada is saying, he was very anxious to get out of his dear body, you know. And this indicates that his affection for devotional service was intensified. He forgot about the deer, right? Understood? He was so attached to the deer. Now he doesn't want to look at the face of deer anymore. Right? He only wants to come out. This indicates, just see, you know, either you have affection for Krishna or you have affection for Maya.
I think I have a question. So when Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj was at a very high spiritual state, and he misuses free will, but then the knowledge which he had acquired helped him.
Yes. Yeah, that's what happened here.
When he was so when we choose wrong, is it that Maya becomes stronger than whatever knowledge we have acquired? We have heard so much.
Yeah, we fall in ignorance, right? We say
Just
avidya.
because we have chosen something wrong.
Yeah, we say avidya. The whole cycle starts with avidya, bijam, uttam, right? So we lose our knowledge. When we become addicted to an object of this material world, we lose our good sense, right? We read chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, dhyayato vishayam pumsam, right? Smriti bhramshat, right?
And only when he got into deer body, again he revived the spiritual knowledge.
Yes, when he got punished. Does it not happen to us? That's the result. When he was punished, then say, I did wrong. Right? I did wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I did wrong. What to do? That's how material nature, they say, slaps us, right, Shani? Right? Kicks so that, you know, good sense. We say Brahmana, they learn by hearing. Right? Yeah, by hearing. So, but if we don't take advantage of this hearing, then school of hard knocks. So he got locked. He got locked in a body of a deer. His soul got locked. Body of deer, meaning he was restricted. Absolutely and completely restricted, but remember, he had an uncontrollable desire about the deer. Now his desire shifted. He developed an intense desire for what? For mature devotional service. He didn't develop a desire for, let me come out to enjoy this world and look for the deer. No. His original Krishna consciousness was again awakened. He wants only Krishna. He was very anxious to get out of his deer body, and this indicates that his affection, so remember affection for deer, now affection for devotional service was intensified, so much so that he was quickly to attain perfection in a Brahmana body in the next life. So he didn't have to go, so many more lifetimes. Or we read somewhere, I can't remember, Prithu Maharaj. I think Prithu Maharaj, right? He left same journey that all these great kings are taking. They leave their home, their kingdom, they go to the forest, they practice austerity, etc., etc. And I don't know how many thousands of years, 36,000 of years, right? It says Prithu Maharaj practiced devotional service. And Prabhupada explained that 36,000 years means many lifetimes. All right? Many lifetimes he had to practice only devotional service. Here what happened to Bharat Maharaj? Yes. He got into a dear body, was already in stage of bhava. He got into a dear body, and as soon as he got relieved from that dear body, short time, maybe, he was supposed to live 20 years, maybe only live for 10 years, right? And then he moved out, and he became Jad Bharat, and he went home back to God. One lifetime only. You follow?
Stage of bhava.
Yeah.
What does that exactly?
See, there is, actually we should all study in active devotion. Shraddha. Devotional life starts with Shraddha. Shraddha means that I have an exclusive faith and trust in devotional literatures, in sadhus who are discussing about bhakti. I have an exclusive faith in them. From Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha. So because when I'm hearing somebody, I think all of us went through those stages. We heard somebody speak, we became convinced about it, then we joined a satsanga, right? Then from there, we take bhajan, we take initiation, diksha, and we engage in devotional service, shravanam, kirtanam, smaranam, etc. And then we do some devotional activities, work for Krishna, we could say. We go through a stage that we call anartha nivritti. When we engage in devotional service, then that's like the sponge, you could say, that start to clean the heart. All right? What is there in the heart? Calm. Or I get appreciation or whatever. So these are in the stage of anartha. Anartha meaning unwanted. These are superfluous to the soul. The soul doesn't need all this, but we gather all this dirt in what I have just described. So it takes a long time, long time, and it's very painful. Give up your unwanted habits, unwanted desires, etc. Then, when sufficient amount of our anartha, nivritti means nullification, and sufficient is removed, then there is a respite from the harassment of material desires. So we come to the stage of what? Nishtha, meaning that my devotional service becomes fixed. Before that, sometimes I feel like doing, sometimes I don't feel like doing. Right? Sometimes I want to chant, sometimes I don't want to chant. Sometimes I offer my food, sometimes I don't offer my food. Right? Sometimes I want to go for satsang, sometimes I don't want to go for satsang. Right? Anartha nivritti, nishtha. So sufficient is removed. See, you have to study all this. But here it's coming up. Little by little it's coming in Bhagavatam, but You have to study nectar of devotion. Nishtha. You have a small book, Vedic Philosophy for Students, and you can read that. There is a summary in there. Nishtha. Then what? Ruchi. Ruchi also has two divisions. Ruchi means that yes, I'm sufficiently now I'm fixed. I'm not going to go away, even if somebody tells me something that I don't like. All right, but I get diverted, like what has happened here. I get diverted when a family member comes here. A deer came as a family member. He got diverted. So in the stage of Ruchi, this may happen. Asakti means I actually have an attachment to Krishna. Here, his attachment to Krishna is awakened when he's in the deer body. Because he's already crossed all those roads. Alright? So his attachment became firm. Asakti. And from asakti now, the symptoms of love. The goal is like Krishna Prem, which will make us serve Krishna. Like, why do mothers serve their children? Love. Who will serve a kid who's eating you up? Right? Only mothers will do this. Right? Love.
So, Mataji, at what stage our bhakti, shraddha, everything is extremely strong, unwavering?
Yeah, so that's what we are saying, that nishtha. We're speaking of nishtha. This is the beginning of unwavering devotional service. At that stage. So it's a long path and it takes lifetime. Takes life. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapadyante. After so many lives, and somebody surrendered to Krishna. Now, after surrendering to Krishna also, so much journey is there. Right? Long journey, very long journey. But Bhagavatam is our savior. The Srimad Bhagavatam is our savior. Because Krishna has left so much katha for us to remember. And now, from first canto now and the fifth canto, so many instructions are given to us for different stages in our life. Now, fifth canto is describing that when you come to mature devotional service, bhava, such a topmost, again there you are not without danger. Why? Because if you don't take shelter of Guru, if you don't go and reveal your mind that, this is happening, you just want to be by yourself, then that's the result. Yeah, let's finish this purport. Huh?
So, Mataji, always staying in association is very, very important.
Yes.
But even
yeah. What type of association? Not socializing. I keep on shouting this. Not socializing.
Not
socializing. Yeah, just go, go in satsang, listen to a nice katha, and then I'm just, wasting my time in gossiping, right? In making business plan, right? We spoil it all. Proper, good association, serious. Prabhupada says, why do we fall down? We're not serious. Sincerity and seriousness.
Many devotees, it has happened in the past that many devotees have chosen something wrong in time to coming to a very high school. Why is it that we stop giving them association, or they just leave and devotees don't talk to them, or they're just left alone?
Those devotees are left alone.
Yeah, they choose to go, they choose to leave, but then why others also don't want to talk to them, or stop.
Well, you know, see that.
Association is so important.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, our Guru Maharajas, they are very merciful because they are very advanced, right? They go towards these people and give them association. We've seen that all Guru Maharajas do it because everybody know everybody's fallen, right? It's just that they're manifesting it now, right? I had sent Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj lectures on Madhurya Kadambini. I hope you listened to it. There are free lectures. Maybe I posted only one. All these questions are answered. Very, very, very important. See, it's not possible, you know, for us to know everything from just. You have to listen to, you know, many gurus who are teaching properly, who are properly experienced. I can't answer everything in 1 hour. So you have to listen very, very much in depth. I heard all 3 lectures twice or 3 times. So he answered these questions. If it's still on the group, then just go back and listen to it. Yeah, it's like who your association, from whom do you take association? It's from advanced devotees, alright? But if somebody durachar, a pichet sudarachar, alright, still he's considered a sadhu, alright? So it's not that we take their association for our spiritual growth, but it doesn't mean that we push them away, alright? So for our own safety maybe, right? So we don't get bad ideas to also do what they do, right? And say it's okay. Usually that's what people do. If somebody's sinking, then they pull somebody else along, right? That's what they do. So if we are neophytes, we may behave like this, but then we should become sufficiently strong to know how to deal, how to learn how to deal. And those who are very advanced, like our Guru Maharaja, they always go and make friends with them, bring them again, pull them up again, right? Okay, now where are we? He was very anxious to get out of his dear body, and this indicates that his affection. So see, how is his science? All right, he wanted to come out of his dear body, and this is a symptom. All right, because he's aware, he's conscious. So what was the symptom? The symptom that his affection for devotional service was intensified, so much so that he was quickly to attain perfection in a Brahmana body in the next life. It is with this conviction that we declare in our Back to Godhead magazine that devotees like the Goswamis living in Vrindavan, who purposely commit some sinful activity or born in the bodies of dogs, monkeys and tortoises in that holy land. Meaning, if you're Goswami or just say sannyasis, right? You're not Godas. You are Swami of your senses. That's the meaning of Goswami. You know you should not do sinful activities, but knowingly still you commit sinful activities. So what happened to them? They become dogs, monkeys and tortoises in Vrindavan. Like Prabhupada asked, who are those pigs? Why so many pigs in Vrindavan? Why so many dogs? Why this monkeys? Prabhupada said they were fallen. They're fallen Goswamis. That's why when you go to Vrindavan, be careful. Don't commit sinful activities in Vrindavan. It's a holy place. We are punished for it. Very, very careful. Sometimes we think that, I can be a tourist in Vrindavan. Right? I can be a tourist. I can behave. I can do all types of sinful activities in Vrindavan. Warning is given. If you don't behave, you can become a dog, monkey, a tortoise. So we say in Vrindavan, sinful activities are multiplied 1,000 times. Right? And good activities are multiplied 1,000 times. That's why we all go to Vrindavan. Right? That it's risky. Goswamis living in Vrindavan who purposely commit some sinful activity are born in the bodies of dogs, monkeys and tortoises in that holy land. Thus, they take on these lower life forms for a short while, and after they give up those animal bodies, they are again promoted to the spiritual world. The point is that it's not from dog body, I take the next animal body, the next, the evolution. They go straight into spiritual world. The Goswamis, right? They go straight. But anyway, don't take this path. Such punishment is only for a short period. It is not due to past karma. It is not due to past karma. It may appear to be due to past karma. But it is offered to rectify the devotee and bring him to pure devotional service. See, to practice devotional service, we need grace. Grace. We need grace. We really need mercy. We need mercy. The other path is more like your own endeavor. Karma, jnana, yoga. It is more like you get whatever you put in, that's what you get back, right? If you want to go back home, back to Krishna, you have to be accepted by Krishna. So when Krishna puts his merciful glance on us, even though there may be some mistake, right? Then we can very quickly make our way back home, back to Godhead. Okay, text 27. Let's read the Sanskrit also. Tadanimapi parshvavartinam atmajam ivanushocantam abhivikshamano mriga eva bhinivishita mana vrishrijya lokamimam saha mrigena kalevaram mritam manunha mrita janmanusmriti itaravan mriga shariram vapa. You feel strange to even read this Sanskrit. Mriga everywhere, right? Mriga, oh God. At the time of death, the king saw that the deer was sitting by his side exactly like his own son. Remember Narayan, Ajamil? Ajamil the thief, and all type of, he was also a Brahmana. He was also a Brahmana who fell down. But with him, he had another experience. And here, we will come next, Canto 6. So, at the time of death, the Yamadut were coming to pull him out. But what he saw his son. Alright? He saw his son and his name was Narayan. And here is the contrary. At the time of his death, he saw a mriga. Right? So mriga. So he got the mriga body. At the time of death, the king, okay, he's a king. Alright, he's a king. But he saw a mriga and he became a mriga. It's horrible, right? One time king, next time mriga. At the time of death, the king saw that the deer was sitting by his side, exactly like his own son, and was lamenting his death. Actually, the mind of the king was absorbed in the body of the deer, and consequently, like those bereft of Krishna consciousness, he left the world, the deer, and his material body, and acquired the body of a deer. However, there was one advantage. Although he lost his human body and received the body of a deer, he didn't forget the incidents of his past life. So Prabhupada is explained that the difference between his body and the body that he acquired was that he remembered his past life. After quitting his body, a person gets another body according to his mental condition at the time of death. So he was not, if he became king in his previous life, right, he was born as son of a king, meaning his consciousness was that of a king, right? So he attained that royal status. But now, from royal status, the same king got absorbed in a mriga because he had that instinct of protecting, of Ishwara, Ishwara, my king, that instinct. So he became that mriga. So Prabhupada, I think somewhere else say the laws of nature are very subtle and we can't understand how it works. But here, the secrets of the laws of nature is being discussed. At death, a person only thinks of that subject matter in which he has been engrossed during his life. According to this law, so I see law, it's a law. What is the meaning of law?
Something that cannot be changed, which is being predetermined for supreme authority.
Yeah, a law meaning it's fixed.
Yeah, it cannot be changed.
Yeah. Yes. It's fixed. So you have no choice. That's the law. Well, we got to lost it. According to this law. So what was the law? What was the law? According to this law, yes, it's a law. What's that law?
Whatever stage of being one remembers when it was the body, that stage will remain.
Yeah. So why? So is it like okay? So it's fixed, but there is a condition for the law to apply. How does it apply? Condition for it. Always thinking of that subject. Then that law applies. Right? So what will you get from the law? The law is neutral. Alright? The law is neutral. And it is, so the result that you get is dependent on our own state of consciousness. Right? So we don't blame what? The law. See? We don't blame the law. We are fully responsible where we put our thoughts. And our thoughts will depend on what? Dependent on what? On actions. Right? On our actions. Our thoughts will depend on our actions. So he was doing that lalana, right? Petting, kissing, fondling, and neglecting his devotional service. God, we can never be too careful, right? Can never be too careful. Yeah, however, due to his having been elevated to the topmost platform of devotional service, he didn't forget the incidents of his past life. The special benediction saved him from further deterioration, alright? He didn't go down more, alright? From further deterioration. See, when somebody is diseased, we only want to arrest the disease, right? And then give progress. So now something has happened to the soul, right? Some disease has attacked the soul. So it was arrested by giving punishment, put him in a dear body, right? Body of ignorance. But he didn't fall in ignorance. He remembered. And because of this, he could remember. So meaning, remembering our devotional service, what I like say somebody leaves, devotional service. So if only we remember the good things that we have done, the kirtan, the association we've had, the prasadam, if we can only remember these, we won't deteriorate. Right? So anyway, preaching is a very responsible work. Preaching is very, very responsible work. Just like we say, a parent, right? Your child become what you are, right? Right? So preaching is like this. So if we practice properly, then we can create a good impression on others who may rise and fall. Because they will remember that one devotee who impressed me, right? Maybe so many bad things happen. They remember that one devotee. They remember he or she gave me a book, took care of me, spoke to me nicely, gave me prasadam. And remember this. So even when they are down, that remembrance, according to what is being described here, that remembrance of the good times, the good activities that they have done, brought him up, saved him from further deterioration. Due to his past activities in devotional service, he became determined to finish his devotional service, even in the body of a deer. I may be in a deer body, but I must finish my devotional service. So it is immaterial. So therefore we say bhakti is ahaituki apratihata. Bhakti cannot be checked under any circumstances. We cannot say, oh, your female body, it is weak, right? Oh, we are Shudra body, we are weak. Oh, we are Western body, we cannot do, right? Bhakti depends only on your own desire and your determination. Ahaituke apratihata. So here he is in a dear body, and he became determined, I must do and I must achieve.
What does this mean? Determined to finish his devotion?
Yeah, because he already was such a level, and from there suddenly he took a break.
How do we understand we are finished?
Sorry?
What does this mean, finish his devotional service?
Yes, so let's read on. Right? Prema, meaning no diversion from Krishna consciousness. Only Krishna. Only Krishna. And we are going to read what he did. Right?
Meaning finish all material, everything material.
Yeah.
Material
Yeah, we'll read. There's a large section coming next. Yeah, Jad Bharat, how he completed. It's good to be eager to know, but we have to be patient. We can spend the whole day and night reading the whole story. It is therefore said in this word, Mritam, although he had died, Anu afterwards, na Mrita Janmanusmritir itarava. He didn't forget the incidents of his past life as others forget them. So Prabhupada says that at the time of death, after death, others forget everything that happened in their past life. Can you remember your past life? Nobody can remember, right? You die, you start a new cycle, right? Everything is gone, right, from past life, except the result of our karma that chase after us, life after life. We forget, but the result we carry forward. Right? So now he's carrying forward. Right? It's horrible. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Karmani Nirndahati Kinchucha Bhakti Bhajam. Brahma Samhita 5.54. It is proved herein that due to the grace of the Lord, a devotee is never vanquished. Which text is this? From where? Bhagavad Gita, yes? Yes. Name Bhakta Pranashali. Due to his willful neglect of devotional service, a devotee may be punished for a short time. But he again revives his devotional service and returns home back to Godhead. To practice devotional service your whole life, it's not so easy, Right? Not so easy. So we stop here because we are discussing a lot from each purport. There are only two, three purports, but it's too long. Too many questions, so we couldn't complete. I thought we'll complete today. Yeah, the story is over now. It's like the philosophy. Yeah, how the laws of nature works, the dangers and the path of devotional service.
We may also commit something like this.
Yeah.
Some wrong decisions, some wrong desires come along.
Yeah.
Also the issue in one's consciousness. You may have the knowledge, but it doesn't appear at the right time.
Yeah. As I'm saying, if you have your whole life to make mistake, right? As a devotee, you become devotee young age, you've got the whole life to make mistakes. Right? And just notice that Bhagavatam is discussing a lot about pious people, good people, not about asuras. Bhagavatam hardly speaks about asuras, except from time to time, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, but mostly speak about us, right? What we do. Those were asuras. So Bhagavatam is meant for devotees. Devotees. Right? Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is meant for devotees. How we can progress and move upward. Right? Anyway, asuras are not going to read, right? They don't have the patience to read. First thing, they cannot sit in Bhagavad Katha. They can't sit. And as soon as they hear the slightest criticism, they walk out. They can't tolerate being criticized. And Bhagavatam is only criticizing us, right? Showing us our faults. Correcting us. It's meant for Paramahamsa, right? Bhagavatam. Nirmatsara, those who are not envious. That's the very first shloka, an invocation of Bhagavatam. It's meant for those whose heart is open for improvement. Right? Yeah. Just see, it is such a heavy purport. Punished, alright? Punished, okay. But he's got good sense. He remembered his previous activities and he didn't want to deteriorate. He didn't think, okay, now let me have a dear child. I was so attached to it. You understand how foolish we human beings are? You could have thought, yes, very good. Now let me have a dear child, then I'll be happy with my dear family. He said, let me get out. Let me improve my affection for Govinda. I'm speaking the truth. You know? See, women are very sentimental. Very, very sentimental. So, if we are sitting and hearing and studying, and it's to also make us become internally very strong. Detached, strong. Alright, Hare Krishna. So we meet next week. Panchapatarigascha Kripasindhu Eva Chakritanam Kavindu Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. He was son of a Brahmana. He came down, a simple life, with grace. Right? No, I was discussing about who came at his bedside when he was leaving the body. In Bharat. Of Narayan came to him at the time of death in the form of that boy whom he has named Narayan. See, Bhagavatam is giving extreme cases. You know, like a teacher when you meet somebody, you're very harsh, right? But then it becomes easier when you're on the field. So here Bhagavatam is giving very extreme cases of the mercy of the Lord. And also what we may do. Again, King Chitraketu. Teachers discipline their mind. says the mother gives love, unconditional love. The father deals with us the way the world will deal with us. Somebody said, "Your mother comes back." All right. What can I say about Mrs. Future? I'm only reading some written things. There. And you already experiencing it. Hare Krishna. Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, sorry.